How's it going, everybody? This is Warren Marlowe off the Buzzing With Marlowe podcast. Guys, if you haven't, check out this awesome podcast. Literally, we talk about anything and everything. Nothing's pre-recorded. Nothing's planned out. It's all off the top of what we feel like we need to speak of. New guests, new topic, new everything each and every week. Friday, a new episode. We are on YouTube, iHeartRadio, anywhere you get your podcasts. You can check us out. And even also, more importantly, guys, I know y'all want to Buzz with Marlowe. How you doing? This is a host of the Buzzing With Marlowe podcast. I am yours truly, Warren Marlowe. And guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure, please, if you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to stay in contact with all our platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn, Snapchat. We are there. All of it. That's right, guys. We even on LinkedIn. Yes, I know that's even crazy. But guys, also you can check us on all audio platforms as well: Google Podcasts, Podbean, Podchaser, Podvine, Good Pods, and all Apple platforms. That's right, guys. And most importantly, iHeartRadio and Spotify. That's right, guys. You can check us out on those. We are there. Shout out to everyone that is putting the supports, the downloads, the shares, the likes, everything that in between. I thank y'all. Simply thank y'all. Sometimes I get so caught up making these video podcasts I totally forget about making the audio. And y'all make sure y'all's voices are heard. I will say that, and I appreciate it, and I hear you, and I apologize, and we will make the audio content as just as much as we will do the video content as well. But guys, I know there's some people that have been talking about, hey man, when do you go on Facebook Live? Only time I'll go on Facebook Live, you only get them if you go on the Facebook group, the Buzzing With Marlowe Facebook group, or if we are actually going to go live. But guys, today is going to be a premiere episode of basically from the episode I had last week. It's just part 2 of my conversation with Sidney Smith. But first, guys, before we get to that, I want to thank the guys that pay our bills. That's right, pays the bills to rock this roll, and it's time to get it with this show. And I want to talk about I've got my energy rocking, and it's time to go. I'm talking about that W energy, guys. That's right, jitterless energy. If you don't like high caffeine products, this is the way to go. W is your answer. You can get that punch and peach. I got my big energy tears. We can get plenty different flavors, guys. What was it? The Cali cream. That one's an interesting one for sure. I'm still intrigued to kind of taste that one. Obviously, the dragon fruit one as well. Guys, like I said, you could, if you're not sure what to get, go and get you one of those bottles, get you some samples. They got so many options. And NASCAR fans, they even got some race car stickers. Go on to w.gg, type in a promo code BUZZ20 with the capital B, and you will get 10% off of your purchase. Shout out to W, that jitterless energy to get you through your day. Obviously, guys, they have duffel bags. They actually have some new products as well. So definitely go on that website, man. It's definitely an awesome thing. I'm telling you, man, some of their stuff, you wouldn't believe that it's no artificial flavors, no sugar in these things. And the caffeine level is so insane. Like, you really won't believe how less of caffeine it is, but it will get you going. Of course, guys, you get that W. I want you to go and get you some of that Buzzing with Marlowe merch off the Buzzing with Marlowe Bonfire Buzzing with Marlowe shop. That's right, guys. Go get you a hoodie, tank top, V-necks, long sleeve. I know everybody loves the hats. We know. We are updating the logos for the hats as we speak right now. The announcement will be out next week. I will probably have American Prodigy hats next week. I know we've been waiting for them. Also getting season 5 logo on them as well. And of course, people have been asking. We're going to also get some commission gear as well. So guys, we're going to have some fun with this, but definitely go get you some of this awesome merch. We got plenty of colors, plenty of sizes. You name it. Women, we know you like to show off them back, and it's time to get ready for that new year, new me. It's still running hot and raw. It's February. So guys, go in there and get you some of that awesome Buzzing with Marlowe merch, and even including it's going to be an awesome Valentine's gift for your significant other. Go in there, type in promo code BUZZ20, get 10% off of your purchase. Shout out to Buzzing with Marlowe. Shout out to Bonfire for giving Buzzing with Marlowe all your apparel needs. But also, guys, I want to thank personally all y'all for the love and support we did last week. We did 3 episodes back to back. It was really awesome. It was fun. We got to hear the interaction that y'all loved it. And we were going to probably do it again soon for sure. We got a lot of cool things that are going to be coming up. I want to give a shout out to Sidney Smith for coming on last week, having a great chat with us. I know everybody's anxious for part 2. That's about to be happening. Obviously, we had commission talks. A lot of stuff was going on, so we definitely had to get in there and talk about it. Shout out to my boys, Brian B. from the 1130. Shout out to my boy, Dre on Wheels from the 1130 podcast, and my boy, Brian B. from the B-Line Entertainment LLC. We went in there, we came out and conquered it. And obviously, guys, if you didn't see it, my boy Dre brought Talk Pro Wrestling back, and more importantly, he had Brian on, and they were talking about what transpired last Friday night. I'm still in awe, but if you want to know my opinion, I'm not going to be a robot on it. Check out my wrestle rant that we just did this recent Tuesday. It was a great one. I think we got a lot of good feedback on it. And a lot of people started having an opening mind and started realizing that sounds about right. Of course, what's going on with WrestleMania? They had a press conference yesterday night. That was awesome. Awesome. That's all I'm going to simply say. I am so geared for WrestleMania. I'm excited as a wrestling fan, as everything above. Two of my favorites, Rock and Cody. So, it was a little cliffhanger, but I mean, it's just really cool to see everything getting in that moniker. Really is. It's insane to see the Rock back. Who would have known? Because Rock don't need it. Rock don't need to be in the ring. Rock don't have to. He don't. It's simply because he wants to, and that shows the most respect for the most generous dude around, in my opinion. But guys, we've got a lot to cover. It's going to be a lot of fun just today. We are going to do part 2 of my chat with Sidney Smith. Also, I want to give a shout out to everyone that supported the DCCW build-up show last week. We're going to play it again tonight. Again, it's going to be aired out again. It will be aired out on Instagram at 7 tonight as well. So definitely tune into that. We got DCCW bringing it back this Saturday night at the Baker County Fairgrounds, and that is called Breaking Down Them Walls. That's right, guys. DCCW is back and ready to go. 2024, we're going to be back like we never left it before. I'm looking so forward to this, man. We got a big card. If you didn't see the build-up show last week, you have a chance to watch it tonight at 7. But guys, that's later on. I know people are ready to see the rest of our chat with my boy Sidney Smith. So guys, we aren't wasting any more time. When the countdown goes 30 to 1, we will be joined once again with part 2 with our boy Sidney Smith. And guys, that will start in 3, 2, 1 right now. Y'all enjoy. If you're not quick on the road, do what Mike Adams do. Back all the way up to the touchdown line and get a freaking pitch, and then there he goes again. Like, I know what Mike was. He jokes about it. He's like, yeah, I'm right up to him. I'm like, I don't ever see this. And I know if he watches this, he's going to be like, oh, just wait till we play again. I'm gonna be right at you. So it's just like when you talk about like the whole different movements of games and stuff, like when you look at the whole dynamic of stuff, like I talk about it and I've looked at it a lot now. When you play defense, you're bound to get scored on. Regardless of how good you are, you're going to get scored on. It just depends on how many times you're going to get scored on. Because like Jamie talks about all the time, man, if you hold someone to 14 points, that's a good game. That's good on defense. I don't matter what happened with the offense. If you held this team to only 14 points scoring on you, you can't really complain about it because you did your job. And it's just like, it's so cool hearing these different stories when it comes to this game. And it's just to where it is now. It's just like unreal, bro. Like we're looking at it as now NFL has endorsed into the flag football world. Like who would have thought this? Who would have freaking thought the NFL would even pay a knowledge into this? Because they know, even though it's a money grab, but they know this could be something more. This could be that thing that they look at, fans from football, they watch it. And, when Super Bowl happens, that's the end of football season. Now you could watch flag football now. Like, shout out to Laval, bro. Laval is now playing in the professional flag football league now. Yes. And I remember when we hear stories about him talking about how quick he was. I say it numerous times, but I have not seen someone so damn quick as Laval. And literally playing alongside him a couple of times and seeing what he does. And then I see him go viral on a dip move, which I didn't know he dips now, but he does. And it was going like his normal speed, just shifting on straight through. I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah. So it's it's so cool to see these things, man. I mean, you could see so many different dynamics that change to the game and stuff like that. So let's go back a little bit. I remember when we talked about this story. We talked about this on the clock at work. Literally, when it was like, what we were working like 14 hours that one day. I come in and help y'all out, and we're just hearing, all right, there's 70 hours left at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were sitting there having a conversation talking about, man, y'all went to New Mexico and stuff like that, and that's when y'all really found out about the pitch game, because y'all were dominating people when it came to no pitchbacks and stuff like that. What? And then you were talking about when they beat y'all just because they were doing the pitches, and y'all didn't understand the rules. Y'all didn't understand what was going on. So talk about a little bit about that.
Okay, so the first thing about getting in the pitch game, if you
I'm here, you can go ahead and keep talking. Keep talking though.
If you don't pitch the ball, bro, don't pitch the ball, bro. Don't pitch the ball, bro. That was our main mistake. Like, we tried to do what everybody else is doing. They call routes that cater to that type of game. You know, you'll have a stop route with an out route coming right underneath it. Stop route would catch the ball, pitch it to the out route coming underneath him, or fake the pitch and they run upfield. The quarterback, as soon as he throws the ball, he's coming up the middle of the field. It was a science. It was a science to pitching the ball. And offensively, we tried to make it. Didn't really work out too well for us because we didn't practice that. We didn't do that in league play or any other tournaments we played in. We just tried to do it just because we found out that we could do it. You know what I mean? But defending it it wasn't too hard for us to defend it, due to the fact that the best way to defend the pitch game is to just man everything up. So if you want to sit back in zones, you're gonna be in trouble, because if two guys from this zone comes over here, like how do you play that? Because this guy's supposed to be stuck in the middle of the field. You know what I mean? So everything turns into man. So the rusher, he's rushing the quarterback. Guess who your man is? If that quarterback goes upfield as soon as he throws the ball, then that rusher has to come out of his rush and run upfield with the quarterback as well. And then all the other DBs just followed whoever, you know what I mean, whoever they were originally playing. And we did pretty well doing that, being real aggressive. You want to pitch the ball, you can pitch his ball, but I'm finna open your ass up. As soon as you get this pitch, I'm all in your ribs and your stomach. For real.
We ain't worried about that flag. You messed up.
Yeah, no, bro. We were kings of actually full motion, shoulder and stomach, hands outside. I'm gonna pull your flags and I'm gonna give you a good gut shot all at the same time. Yeah. We was kings of that, bro. I got a Charleston White that. Yeah. We was kings of that, my boy. We was kings of that.
I like that, man. I love how you talked about that. Like, that pitch game, it does so much, man. That dynamic is so different. I remember we played a team, and the team didn't even throw the ball, bro. Like, I mean, I swear to you, they pitched it all the way down the damn field. And we were in, I had told my safety, I said, hey, let's do 2-2. Okay. Us go down. Everybody follows their men on up top. We just got to follow. My safety was placked up too far. So, of course, I got the quarterback. Guess who's getting the pitched? And they pitching it back and forth the entire freaking field. I was so pissed, bro. I'm just like, and he didn't throw really that far. I think he threw like 10 yards that game. We barely got out of that one. And it was just like, oh my gosh, man, we got to get this figured out. We do not play on zone defense on fours. Period. You do not do zone defense. I mean, 5-man, maybe. I'm
gonna tell you something. And this would shout out to my boy KG, because he probably one of the he's the best defensive play caller that I've ever played with. You get what I'm saying? So no shade to nobody else that calls great defenses and dial that shit up. But that I play with, and I played with some goats for real. KG is top of my list. And what he would do is, see, basically your zone defense and 4-man is just a base position to have everybody in a set position to
Push
be
them in a
able to.
bubble type scenario.
Yes, but everything still turns into man. So if I call it 2-1, that means I have both of my corners are down, and my safety is high over the middle. If I 2-1, and I get 2 outs in the hook, right? I get 2 outs in the hook. So the 2 outs are getting taken by the 2 corners, right?
Yep.
But you have that safety that's supposed to play high. Now he has a hook. So he has to know that, okay, these 2 outs are taken, even though I have responsibility back here. That's only if anything gets ran back there. I'm not just going to hike and just take off back there if nobody's running back there. You get what I'm saying? So once I see that hitch open up in the middle, I have to cut my zone. I have to come out of my zone, and I have to play that hitch.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
I think that's the main thing. So many people lack on that defense scenario. They just see it as that one placement, and that's all they stick to. And I've noticed that with so many people, safeties. All right, they're looking at the overall field, but they don't understand. Okay, if the rusher goes, you have to cover the center. Like you can't just sit in that one spot. Now, if the center is there, I tell people on defense that run with me, as long as you keep the stuff in front of you. Don't ever let it go behind you. And that's something that I tell people, like, we've got to be like a wall and just push it up. That's all you can do. Like, if they score on us, okay, they scored on us, but we actually are still there. We have that coverage. And that's something like I've learned with so many people that I played with and stuff. And I almost every team I try to help, they have a safety that's damn near backed fucking 10 yards or something. I'm just like, why? You don't need to be doing that, especially on the first down. I mean, unless if you know this guy is literally one of those ones that's just going to bomb this ball out, you don't need to be that far away. If you feel like if you know more than I know on that scenario, do you, whatever. But if that gets scored on you, I'm just going to look at you and go, how far back were you? Like, that's literally how you see these things. And I love how when you talk about when they push it up for that hook, if that case – the safety should be able to shoot right down and get that flag instantly right off there. It should not be dump, throw over there, pitch, whatever. We're already in that zone that people should be already prepared for that. So it's really cool to see these concepts and definitely hear from you, because I remember I had countless like knowledge from you and Jamie itself just from the defensive scenario. And E, man. Shout out to E, man. I love E. And it's like so crazy when I look at E, like, I love Eric, but I tell him, I said, bro, you're like a little kid, but you literally are probably one of the best athletes out here.
bro, E in the inside.
Still playing.
E 6'9", boy. My boy E 7'4". 7'4" chew out here. He
one of the smallest guys out here, bro. Will give you the most problems. Bro. Like, he plays offense, he plays defense, and he never gets tired, bro. Like, it's just unreal to me. It is so unreal. I mean, I remember our times when I love Davon, but I love those things where everybody just get on to Davon for every play.
Hey, we be hard on Davon, but Davon
gets some rings now, man. He gets some rings now.
Hey, man, Davon a good athlete as well, bro. We be on him so
quick
much.
As shit, bro. Real smart on receiving.
So high. But he don't care. He just have fun, bro. He don't really take it as serious as all of us do, bro. To be honest with you, that's why you hear us on him.
That's what I say. Like, out of all the group, Davon was the one that's just like, yeah, bro, it happened.
Yeah.
And I remember the routes. He was like, Davon, you're supposed to run this way. What the hell? He caught me, so I just ran. It would be the best part of the game. Just sitting there, everybody just looking at Davon. Shout out to Davon, man. June, all them, man. June was probably some of the funnest times I had playing alongside with defense. Like, June just, June is locked in, back up.
June was impressive. So impressive in Roswell. When Mike Adams won Roswell, because my first time going to Roswell, I went with Mike, and we finished third. Mm-hmm. The second time, June had played with them, and bro, first of all, Roswell is always the most aggressive tournament ever. Like, you can get away with murder out there, and as long as you came up with the flag at the end of the day, it was good with it. So we was punishing people. And June had people so scared out there, bro. Because June, you already know June got down.
This was young June, so yeah, I can
You
only
feel me?
imagine with that one.
Yeah. June looked like he had like 0.2 body fat, bro. Like it was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
How shredded up he was, and he blazed fast. He can jump. Like you can't run away from him. Like, bro, he was punishing people, bro. I'm talking about June. June was killing people, bro. June was killing people, bro. And uh, shit. But I told that boy straight up. I said, bro, hey,
Good
if
thing
I'm
you're on my
playing
side.
defense, bro, yes, bro, you got to be over there, bro. I'm not.
We
If I'm
not
running
picking up
across
with
the
this.
field, no, bro, I'm trying to take a drag across the field, and he's trying to peel off his man and catch
Just
that
take his
drag in the
whole
middle of the
damn.
field. Yeah. He ain't trying to get no pick, bro. He's Sean Taylor in the
He's
All-Star
taking you.
game, bro. He hitting everybody in the vicinity, bro. So if
Oh,
you in the way, I'm sorry, but I love you. You gonna get this work too. That boy June
June,
was
June is
vicious out
that
there,
guy.
bro.
I still can play at a
So,
high level to this day. Had some good
yeah, for
hands,
sure, man.
real
For
for
sure.
real on the handstand area. Him and Petey.
So
Petey still.
he went to Bowling Green. June went to Bowling
Yep.
Green.
I remember
Courtesy
June
at
was
Bowling
talking
Green.
about that, man. Cause
Yeah.
he looked at my bag. Remember I had that Miami bag and he looked at me and was like, I like that. I like this guy already. And then he was talking about
Yeah.
how he went to Bowling Green and stuff like that and how cool it was to play against Miami and stuff like that. So it was pretty. So, I mean, June, like I tell people, bro, June is a freak of nature.
Thanks.
He gives you that look. You're not touching that ball. You know what look I'm talking about. I remember when we played wet, I really thought we were going to win that game because June was fucking pissed.
Yeah, it was hot.
It was either we're going to win this game or we're all fighting.
Right, we
But,
in trouble.
man,
We'll win this game.
so, man, let's talk about, the story with YBZ and stuff, how that was formed and, how that brotherhood, like y'all reborned it a little bit too, man. Y'all came back and
Yeah.
you got to go
Yeah.
on and play with alongside with the Freaks and them boys, and you joined with Shoot for Texas out of all things. And then it started becoming the first time ever that Texas and Florida started becoming a team and stuff like that. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So Youngbloods, YBZ Youngbloods, was formed by my boy Mario. Shouts out to Mario. And Mario was already in the flag game. He was really close to Joe Singleton. You know Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Him and Joe went to high school together. They was real close. And I was already playing with my homeboys, with my brothers. And Mario kind of walked up to me and basically just gave me an opportunity to play. And I brought along my brothers, and then over time, more of my friends that found out about the sport came in, and then it was one of those situations where, hey, look, I got a receiver for us, bro. If you need one, yeah, bet. Tell them, come on, hey, bro, I got another defender, bro. If you trying to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on. And then, bro, before you know it, we got a team full of brothers outside of flag before we even started playing flag. Like, we were already playing little football and neighborhood football together for years. So my shouts out to Mario. Mario kind of put it all together and gave us a team that we can kind of call home as brothers. And we Mario played quarterback for us, and when we moved up, Mario stayed down and made a YBZB team, and me and my brothers kind of took over and made the YBZA team to keep that going, because that was really important for us to keep it going. And we never looked back, bro. Jamie hopped on, Devron, Mel, KG, my brother Paul, DeMichael. Man, we had a hell of a time, bro. We had a hell of a time competing. And just as time went on, responsibilities change, life happens, and people start falling off because they have to, you got to take care of business, bro. And one thing I always say is, bro, you can be out here in this flag world winning everything, bro. If you go home and you losing at home, bro, you forever losing, bro. So, um, anybody that needs to take that break or that step back, bro, in order to, you know what I'm saying, start winning in life, bro, because I'd rather win out there in life than win on that green grass. You feel me? Like if I got to choose, I'm finna win in life before I, put any energy into trying to win on that grass. So, um, that kind of shook up the team a little bit, and over time, it ended up being just a few of us, and now we ain't got a team, so we got to figure shit out. But I stayed close to my brothers, E and Jamie, and we ran into the freaks. Freaks. It's kind of weird how we ran into them. I knew about them, and I knew about them because we played my when I played on the pro team in the AFFL. The freaks were like the 4 seed, and we were at a restaurant. All of us, Vic, Nate Robinson, Danny Warford, we all in the restaurant, and I mean, Vic got people coming from left, bro, asking for autographs and shit. And I remember Pat came over from the freaks to get an autograph, and they sat like right across from us. That was my first time really seeing them, being able to put face on team name type scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I talked to them for a little bit, and then my boy Cam, he played at FAU with Caleb. Cam was playing with the freaks. I guess they seen him play a tournament or whatever and asked for him to help them out and play in AFFL the next upcoming season.
Mhm.
And they Cam went out to Texas for a few just like regular local tournaments just to get some runs with them. And he was telling them like, hey, look, y'all, because Cam is a thinker, very, very, very smart individual. Cam's a thinker. And Cam kept telling them like, hey, look, like y'all need some more DBs. Like I got some like woo woo woo. And it took a couple tournaments, but they finally ended up getting back with me and like, hey, look, man, we're you know what I'm saying, we want to rock out, woo woo woo. Just let us know whatever and shit. No question, man, hopped on and shit, bro. It was all history after that, man. We locked in with them boys, had a good run.
Y'all were the only ones that won
very
worlds
successful.
that year. Y'all were the only ones that won
Yeah,
worlds that year.
yeah. Hey, bro. One thing about it, two things, sure, bro. That was a great team, bro. And it was a great team for this main reason, bro. We could play any format. We could play fours, we could play fives, we could play co-ed, we could play sevens, we could play AFFL style, we could play all that shit. I remember going to Arlington and winning fours, fives, co-ed, and 7-man AFFL.
Yep.
Like them boys had it, bro. Eric, and still to this day, Eric Holiday, one of the best quarterbacks playing right now, bro. Big arm, very, 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 very smart individual. And he's a great team player. He knows how to corral his guys and make plays when plays need to be made. Obviously, like nobody's perfect, but if I were to pick my quarterbacks out the lineup, Eric Holiday is on the top of that list for sure, for sure. And it started with him and the playmakers that he added along the way, bro. Played a real key to the success that the Freaks have and will have in the future for sure.
Hey, yeah, you're definitely right about that. I mean, played on Team USA, won some preliminaries and stuff like that. And I mean, even though Hoosh is now on there as well, I mean, it's so cool seeing the Olympics now being a nostalgia for flag football.
Yeah,
Man,
my
talk
man.
about what is your feelings on that? Like all this groundwork, and I mean, honestly, dude, y'all are like the pillars of this whole beginning for it to be what it is now, in my honest opinion.
Yeah,
Like for you to go at a high level to what you've done and stuff like that, now it's being more approached And now we're getting more of a visual. Like now you can watch the AFFL games other than just on YouTube. You can watch it on national television now. So it's like,
right.
How do you feel about everything that's going with like in the flag realm right now?
Man, it's a blessing, man, because see, this opens a whole new Pandora box, right? So, um, but everybody's not gonna make it, bro. You get what I'm saying? From coming from high school to college, everybody ain't gonna make it. Going from college to the pros, everybody damn sure ain't gonna make it. So, for it to be for it to be a high energy sport is one thing, but to be able to grow over time, to grow over time and be able to catch the eyes and the ears of said people that can make these types of moves is just phenomenal, bro. Like it's phenomenal, and I'm blessed to be a part of that process. Of course, I wish this Olympic shit came on 6 years ago when I was more in my prime. You know what I'm saying? But bro, to be able to sit back and just know the opportunities that's to come, because I know where it came from. So to see where it's at now, I can predict more of what's to come as well
Right.
because of everything else that's going on. 7-on-7, the youth flag, all of that.
That's
So,
huge right now.
bro,
That's
just
huge.
think about it, bro. This is now. They use 7-on-7 for recruiting, bro. Like kids are getting college scholarships, bro, off of 7-on-7 football, bro.
Girls are
Like
getting
it's
can play college flag football now. Like
right
that
right
is
now,
insane to hear.
girls, right now, bro. Not only the NAIA schools, and I'm pretty familiar with this because my daughter's pretty good, and I've been looking up into it. Only the NAIA schools offer scholarships to play flag football. Now, the other D1 schools, they have football programs, but they just don't offer scholarships
Yeah.
for the program. You get what I'm saying? So you can,
Mm-hmm.
you can get on at the school for your academic scholarship or whatever, and just try out for the team, just as you would for any middle school or high school,
Yeah.
sporting event or whatever. You get what I'm
But
saying?
it's not guaranteed.
But these
Yeah.
NAIA schools, yeah, it's not guaranteed, but these NAIA schools are actually paying these girls to play flag football, bro. So it's 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 a warm feeling, bro, to know like all the energy that I put into it is like as you said is a pillar to get it to where it is now, bro. And it's just is warming for me to see it because my kids are starting to love it too. Um, so I'm just excited to be a part of their process, just as I was a part of my process.
Hey, I like that, man. So we gotta talk about the softest part of the show. It's gonna definitely be talking about them babies, man. Talking about them 5 kids.
Yeah,
You took a step back, like you just said, and I learned this. I've learned this in every hobby I've done because I've gone to know this. Like if I put something to my mind, if I say I'm gonna do it, I do it to my fullest of potential. I remember when I told y'all, "Hey, man, I'm thinking about starting a podcast," and I didn't think of anything of it. I mean, I'm recording from my phone. You remember the setting, bro? I'm in this hot ass
yeah, yeah,
garage talking to whatever, talking to whoever, author and stuff like that. And they were messaging me like, "Hey, I want to be on your show," and I'm just like, "Oh man, I got to be in that sweat box for another half hour." Sitting there playing with his phone, and it's just so funny, like the stuff that you do and the growth of everything. And there, when we always think that we put that much hard work in, we're thinking we're getting paid high dollar for what we love.
hmm
My opinion, and I think you will agree with me, nothing nothing could put a dollar sign to seeing your kids play, have your last name on their jersey, have a number that they took, that they've earned and stuff like that on their backs, and playing a game that you started out. And I talk about this vaguely, I have a son. that's autistic and just went through a real big surgery issues and stuff like that. And my son, and I've gone to know my son probably would never be able to play sports. My son was actually about to be, he was about to be selected to play in the Special Olympics for basketball. And now that they've got a probably, I think he'll still want to do it. It's just he's going to have a lot of precautions on a lot of things. But with my daughter, I think is probably going to be the athlete in this house because my daughter has the energy of me. And I could just tell, like we were just playing around shooting this little big old basketball looking tennis ball thing. And her jump shot, it's already there. Yeah. I'm like, whoa, whoa, 5, child. Where was this? Like, it's just something really, really cool to see. And I talk about this all the time, man. I would do everything the exact same that I am now if it has that payoff for my family. Like, no question. That's how I always see this thing. So let's talk about this. Seeing your family, seeing your babies play the game that you love. Talk about it.
Man, it's you can't compare it to anything, bro. If you have any type of relationship with anybody, bro, a good relationship, you want to see them happy, like over everything. Like you hear it cliche wise, like as long as you're happy, as long as you're doing what you want to do, as long as you're like as long as this is your choice and you're enjoying your road, that's all that matters. And I was shown the right way. I was loved deeply. My mother and father and grandparents and uncles. I had a great family coming up, bro. So I always wanted to be that type of that I wanted to give them that same type of love and support and open dialogue, through life that I got. So when it came down to them wanting to play sports, because I never forced it on any of them. When it came down to them wanting to play sports, that was exciting. But just seeing them actually enjoy playing and competing and practicing and getting better and seeing the ups and downs and the winning and the emotions of the winning and then the emotions of the losing, like all of that in a nutshell, bro, is a blessing, bro. And money cannot buy nor replace that experience, bro. So I'm just blessed to be able to still be on this earth, bro, and be able to share these moments with them because they'll last forever.
Definitely. And I talk about that all the time, man. My son, we really were talking in depth. Like, well, obviously we got really close, working alongside each other. And I remember I would ask you the first thing, and I know the first thing I always ask you, man, how are you doing? And I look at you seriously, you'd be like, I'm good. I'm like, no, how are you doing? Like, right. I know the stuff that you went through and stuff that we both could capitalize on this thing. Like, you talk about as long as you're happy, like that speaks very big value. And, I've never been that advocate of, mental health and all that stuff, but it is a legit thing. Like, it is something that everyone is going to go through in life. It doesn't matter of when the time zone it is, you're going to eventually go through it. But it is the biggest thing is how you overtake that adversity. And that's something I've learned, when I talk about basketball now more than I did in the past, because for the longest time I saw that as a failure. Like I said, man, I played this game for such a long time. Like you talked about, man, tell you, like I was one of the ones, hey, if you need that last chance three, he's in that corner. He's got it. He's got that shot for you, regardless of what. He won't have an emotion out of it, but he's got that shot. I lost that. I lost that when I found out I was going to be a father at the time, because I just felt my biggest thing is I always want to prepare myself for the next. That's something that I've really had to learn how to grow out of, is always being prepared for the next instantly. always prepared for the worst before the good actually happens. And it made me turn victim for a long time. Like, when I became a father, I was so nervous on the things that didn't need to be really that nervous about, like, change the diaper and all this stuff like that. That's just here and there. It's going to come to you and stuff like that. And nobody's perfect. Like I tell people all the time, when the baby first gets there, nobody's going to know exactly everything about that child. Now, when you get your second one and stuff like that, it gets easier. You're like, it's like you rode the bike already. The training wheels have kind of ready to come off or stuff like that. So it's like you get that whole experience and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be a little different for the second child. And my wife, and love you, honey, she's wanting them third, but we're seeing how much we can hold that off. But love you, dear. But seriously, it's just something that you really, like you said, man, you can't put a dollar sign on it. It's family, man, senior kids. And I mean, like we talked about, man, when they would come out and watch you play, like every single one of them, they weren't just like running around the playground. They would literally watch you play. Your oldest son, man, he always looked at him and was like, yeah, Dad, I think I could guard him. I think I got him. I think I could score on him. Like, he was literally like, hey, man, I need to be on this team. I think I can give you something. And I remember we watched his videos and stuff. Shout out to the Jaguar team for the Pop Warners and stuff like that. Them boys, he was one of the main ones. And I mean, you just see him every single week, and just the way he would look at you, man, just see that. And then your daughter, you had the nickname for her Mama, because she literally has such an older mindset than what she really is. Like she would always care for her brothers and stuff like that. It's so funny. Like when you see them, you got your son. He's cocky as hell. I love it though. I saw the energy. Like when I played alongside you with defense, I was like, yeah, this is his kid, hands down. This is his son. And then you just got the whole tree branch. But when you got your daughter, man, she's that anchor to the whole family in a way. She keeps that glue for everyone. Man. She makes sure they're all taken care of while you're playing. And then obviously she's like, hey, I think I could play. And then when she started throwing the ball, I think she had the confidence to start playing quarterback and stuff like that. And she could throw. She could throw. Mm-hmm. So it's like seeing these cool things and nostalgia-wise. So, man, talk about coaching your kids and stuff like that.
Oh man, bro, that was personal for me, right? Because my dad was in the military, and my dad he's from my mom and my dad's from Louisiana, Lafayette, Louisiana, small town, and my dad was a phenomenal athlete in Louisiana. He had football scholarships to pretty much every school in Louisiana, from LSU to Tulane. I still to this day have a shoebox full of letters of colleges just reaching out to him. My dad was a state finalist in track, and he played linebacker in football. Was really, really, really good. And he gave up his dream of playing football to take care of me. You know what I mean? And stand on business. What's up? Stranger danger.
She's such a kid, man. Like, she's like her. She's so like her. But, oh my gosh! All right, continue, man.
You good, bro. I love it, bro. You know I love it, bro.
She is a character, dude.
But yeah, my dad, had me at a young age, and instead of picking up those letters and going off to college, my dad enlisted into the Navy, bro, and did it last minute. Like my grandma told me this story 1,000 times. Like he came home one day, they're in the process of being like, okay, well, yeah, what school are you gonna go to, this, that, and the third? And he came home like, hey, I'm about to go to the military, and it man, it's such a stand up thing to do because it was the secure way to go. He could have gambled and said, I'm gonna go play college football and then hopefully I make it to the league and make money, or I can go to the military, immediately get these benefits, immediately be able to
Take care of it. Yeah.
provide and have a secure, not just take care. The military is one of the most securest ways to go if you don't have a route to go. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they will place you where they want you to, and then all the benefits and everything that the family gets here and housing and bro, everything. Like it was the real stand up thing to do. I didn't realize how big it was until I got older, and it was time for me to make that decision to go to college or my son. And genetically, I just think mentally, I was put into that same scenario. Like, nah, I'd rather be here, kids, and provide and live the everyday life with them rather than go play college. Because to me personally, if I wanted to play college, I should just wait on kids. I don't want to shortchange
Yep.
their upbringing because I want to live this dream. And this is no shade to anybody else because see, I didn't have the college opportunities that other people might have had. Like, um, if you're a 5-star recruit and Alabama gives you a scholarship and you end up having a child, bro, it might not be a bad idea for you to go to Alabama because your ceiling is it looks pretty high. Like you have an opportunity to be able to actually do this. But
Yeah.
to me personally, in my situation, you know what I mean? I decided to uh, uh, take that step back, bro, and be there for them. So when it came down to me coaching, my dad wasn't able to coach me because he was on deployment 6 months out the
Yep.
year. So, and lo and behold, it was always football season that he wasn't there. And this is why I started coaching. And this is why I'm here for practices, games, everything. I'm not the one to drop off. Like I'm there. Uh, my dad wasn't able to come to none of my Pop Warner games. He wasn't able to come to any of my other games except for one middle school game, bro. And that one middle school game, bro, you gotta end. I
You're
just
so
remember
much.
how that went. I just remember how that went. Like, got the pick. I ran it like 30 yards. I got pushed into the biggest freaking puddle ever, bro. Like, it felt like I had to swim out that puddle. And I remember turning around and because he normally wasn't there, so I knew where my mom normally sits. And I remember looking and just seeing him on the gate, cheering for me, whatever the case may be. And that ended up being the only time he was able to watch me play. But just the type of energy that I had for that game, like, bro, I'm gonna make a play, bro.
Yep.
Daddy understands, like, and my mom. So he ended up playing football. Obviously, I know a lot about football, and I was blessed with an opportunity to coach his football team, and I coached him for maybe like 4 years, from 8U to 12U,
That's crazy.
and
Man. That's awesome.
it was nice. It was nice, bro. It was nice.
I will tell you this though, you have to learn those stepping stones. Like, and I think I had to learn this at a young age too. Is like, I love how you talk about your dad, man, and that's something like I viewed with my dad. My dad wasn't here for a lot of my moments, and he actually coached my baseball team my first year. Shout out to the Cardinals, and
Mhm.
we played every week. That was the first time ever I could ever say that me and my dad were just together. And this was after he retired from the military. And it was just so cool just to be around him and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't realize this for the longest time. My mom was playing both fields, mom and dad, like what you're
hmm
just saying. You're so used to your mom being at the games. You're so used to your mom being at every practice, everything for you.
yeah,
But when you
yeah,
get that dad feel and your dad is there,
yeah,
man, I tell you what, like my passion when I was younger was baseball. Believe it or not,
hmm
everybody thinks it was basketball. I love baseball. My passion was that, and that's something that I still hold dear to me. And that's one reason why I stopped playing baseball because my dad coached me that one year. What else do I need to
hmm
do? What else do I, playing baseball alongside him and stuff? It was just really freaking cool. My dad was there
yeah,
with me in practices and everything. It
yeah,
just felt weird, especially in the school year. Like my mom was my mom watches this, so I gotta be careful how I say this. My mom was stern, but not stern. My dad, the other hand, is if I did something bad that year, if he was overseas or something, that motherfucker never forgot. Like that was the thing. Like when my dad was home, I knew I was about to get a spanking. Like it didn't matter if it was a year ago or whatever. He remembered that one day, and he always told me, "Room." And I dread when my dad come home sometimes. Like I knew I was like, damn, Dad, that was like 1 year ago, man. He's like, hey, you know you did wrong. And sometimes my mom look at him like, come on. Now that's been too long ago, like a year now. You can't be spanking him for a year ago. But it's like for that whole time to spend that moment with him was really cool. And I always played super hard when my dad was present. And I wanted so badly to hit this damn baseball. I was so good on outfield and stuff, but I was terrible on bat. And I looked at my dad. I was just like, my mom, she's like, they bribed me with this. They said, hey, if you hit the ball, I get a Game Boy. Okay, say less. So I'm determined the whole season to hit this damn ball. And I got a tip during that season. And I looked at my mom and said, I get the Game Boy. Screwed if they caught the ball and I'm out. I said, I get the Game Boy. My dad was so pissed. He's like, you damn it, you should have ran. I was like, I don't care. I got my Game Boy. Like, that was my goal.
I'm good.
And then he talked to me the whole time. He's like, hey, you're going to learn how to pitch and do all these little cool things. It was just really cool that year. And getting into the basketball, growing into that. My dad didn't have no lick of knowledge when it came to basketball. My dad watched YouTube and coached me that way. No lie, my dad blindfolded me and said, shoot 100 shots. I'll tell you when to take it off. And that's how I got really good at shooting, because it was either that or I'm just going to be completely fucking terrible, because blindfolded to shoot, don't know where I'm going. To where we played to where I got into wrestling. And believe it or not, that was the first time I ever heard my dad say, I'm proud of you. First time, my first title. I could say how it was. I was in Nassau County. We were doing a title on the pole match between me and 5 other guys. And I didn't get told to finish until I got out there. Luckily, I'm wearing a mask, so no one kind of can tell my expression, because I was shocked about it, because I was like, yeah, I've heard that before, but it never falls through. So it's like, whatever. Yeah. To see the one thing I remember is I raised that title up after winning, and I look at my dad, and I see him hands up, screaming, hollering. And I was just like, wow, I've never seen that from him.
Yeah.
And getting a message from him at the end of the night saying, hey, I'm proud of you. Like, I just lost it. I was just like, never heard of this. Like, and some people could look at it and was like, oh, that's bad parenting, whatever. I was like, no, it toughened me to who I am today, and makes me be more involved with my kids. I mean, of course, I could have went that military route. I mean, out of everybody in my family, everybody looks at me and goes, I would have been the more likely one to be in the military. And I just refused it for so long. Like I said, when my dad was in there, he's never home. I didn't want that for my kids. I didn't. I want that lifestyle for my kids. You know, hey, we may not be the best financially if that's the case, but, you know, me getting to see my kids waking up every day, you can't put a price on that. You can't beat that. And that's something that I love when I hear a story with you talking about your kids and stuff like that. Like you said, man, you got 5 kids. That means you're pretty occupied every day of the week. But it's like
all in the house
wouldn't
too.
Change it back, man. You wouldn't trade that for anything. So I love it. So Sidney, is there any last things you want to talk about, man? Guys, check this man out. Check his socials out. And who knows? We might be bringing a reunion back pretty soon.
Oh, man. For one, I'm
February
damn
10th.
sure coming back.
Locked down.
Damn sure coming back. And I tell you what, I'm coming back better than ever. So y'all be ready. Shouts out to all of the teams and the players that I've gotten close to over the years. It's way too many to name. I've named a lot of y'all already for sure. Um, uh, just want to talk about how much I appreciate what the game done for me. Uh, uh, Places that I've been, people that I've seen, I've never would have came across these people or seen these places if it wasn't for this sport. So, big shouts out to just the whole flag community. Big shouts out to you and your podcast, bro. I'm proud of you, not just as a podcaster or as an athlete, but as a man, bro. You already know, bro. Our relationship, was always genuine, and we know each other really well, man. Guys like you and me, family guys like us, bro, are special and surprisingly rare by how genuine we move and the reasoning behind what we do. Everything is for show, and I just want people to see that I'm doing this while behind closed doors. I'm really doing it for this reason. Like, bro, we are real stand-up men, bro, and I just want to salute you and commend you for that. And to let you know, how proud of you I am, all together. And bro, we just got to keep living this life thing, bro. God keep blessing us to be here, and we just got to do right by the life we got, bro, until we ain't got it no more.
Hey man, I love it. That's the best way to cut it off and the best way to end it off, man. I gotta get you and the kids out to one of the shows eventually. We gotta get that.
Yeah, bro.
We gotta get that.
Let me know, bro. Let me know.
Hear some USA chants and stuff like that. Have some fun. But guys, thank y'all for watching. This has been another great episode of Buzzing With Marlowe. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But guys, thank you. He had to do it. He had to do it.
Yes, sir.
As a born and bred LSU guy right there, obviously, my team, we don't know what a championship is for a long, long time. That's why this is happening, because I'm still just waiting for a success day. But, guys, this is another great episode of Buzzing With Marlowe, and we will see you later down the road. Later.
Yes, sir. All love.